Hello and welcome to my craft room. It's Mel from Inspired Crafts. I'm just checking I am where I'm supposed to be. Looks that way. Okay, I'm popped on a bit earlier today as I've got a phone call at Teams meeting at 12:30, so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't still caught up or having to rush at the end. So okay, we're well and truly into GCSE season here, where she's got a day without exams today, which is the first day for nearly 10 days. So she's been a busy little bee. Got another exam tomorrow morning, and then we're finished until the 2nd of June, but obviously there's lots of revision still going on. I should be glad when they're all finished. So anyone else who's got teenagers doing any exams, A-levels, GCSEs or any other sort, you have my sympathy. Okay, so today I'm going to have a look at this pretty party kit. It's a brand new kit from Stampin Up. It's got a stamp set, so this really useful little stamp set to keep and use at other times. It's got one of our stamping spots in Cajun Craze. Okay, let's move the box out the way. The only thing that this doesn't have in it is a pair of scissors. Otherwise, you've got everything you need in the kit. You may not even need a pair of scissors in here because there's no string. Let's just pop this open. So we've got a clear block. So we've got a clear block. It is smaller. This is the reason they're thinner, is to keep the weight down for posting, really, so that it makes it and material cost, because obviously it's quite a bit thinner. So it's obviously keeps the cost down. You can use these perfectly all right, or you can replace it with one of these. This is a D block. I prefer using these because you've got ridges for your thumb and finger to go through. Anyway, you've got your block. We've got some, can you see those? These are glue dots. Okay, so you get enough glue dots for what you need. Sometimes some extra. I've got these gorgeous little shiny sequins. So keep those up there. Nice big pad of dimensionals. They all come with a cardboard layer to protect them. Okay, this shows you the stamps, and you can see cut that and keep those with that. It does come in French and German, but mine's obviously the English. So I'll pop that out the way. This here is the instructions. Now, if you've never seen one of our kits before, it shows you, let's show you the front. So it shows you what the cards look like when they're finished. It gives you a picture there showing you everything that you've got in the kit, and then you've got some QR codes there, which this one here is about learning the stamping basics. Okay, and then this one shows you it's a YouTube video, so you go on and you see the detailed instructions for how to make this kit up. Then we've got down here, we've just got the list of the coordinating colours from the Stampin' Up colour families. Okay, so we've also got a ruler that goes along the edge. You've got 0 to 9 inches and 0 to 22 centimetres. So that's really useful if you're cutting baker's twine or ribbon. And then you have the details of each card that you're making. So there's 3 cards, 3 of each of 3 cards, I should say. It shows you the card base that you need and to fold it in half. Then it shows you about the stamping that you need, so which stamps and inking them up. The hexagonal bits on the die cuts indicates that you need a stamping dimensional, so one of the foam pads, the hexagonal as well, so it should be quite easy to remember. And then the little round black dots indicates the glue dot. And then we've got obviously the pretty little sequins there. Okay, so let's have a quick look at these the envelopes. So as you can see, they're really pretty. They've got lovely gold detail, and on the picture at the front, this one shows that it's stamped, so it has been stamped with the balloons just to add another bit of detail, which is really nice. You could stamp it on the front, on the back, but they're really pretty, really nice, and they're, you know, they are amazing quality. So next we have our gorgeous, look at all that gold, gorgeous card bases. They're ready scored, so you can fold them in half easily. As I say, you've got three of each. So we'll pop those out the way. Let me see. This is another one, which obviously when you fold it, the balloons are at the top, but again, lots of gold. And then this is the third card base. These are brilliant for birthdays, celebrations, congratulation cards. If you want to do, I don't know, thank you for your birthday presents, or birthday invites, you could do them on these as well as congratulations. But they're also really good just to have to hand for all those special occasions. You can stamp them as and when you need them, and then add the sentiment to suit. So these are die cut sentiment layers. Some are plain white, some have got gold round. And then we have, let's see, 3 lots of die cuts there. Okay, so let me first of all open this back up. and we'll go with the first card first of all, because that's obviously makes sense, doesn't it? I'm trying to just move stuff around so I can put the instructions within shot of the camera. I'm going to bring in my stamping mat just to give it that bit of bounce when I do the stamping. So the first things we need to do is we've got our card base. It tells you to do the stamping next, but what I want to do is just get the pieces. So we need one of these. As you can see, they just pop out really easily, and then the one the other way. And we need this big balloon, sort of 3/4 of a balloon, and then we can pop those to one side. It's always easier, I think, to do the stamping first, just so that you can close the ink pad and not get covered in ink everywhere else. So, right, so we want the birthday and the wishes, and I'm going to use my bigger blocks just because I'm used to them, but you can use the one that's obviously in the pack. Pop my scissors out the way. The little ink spots in these are really useful for building up a collection of colours without buying the really big ink spots. I just got to try and, it is perforated along there, just trying to open it, which is never a good idea, is it, on lives? Why can't I open it? Can't perforate the I think I've done it there. Okay, so they're little felt ink pads, so you can, I like leaving the one side so that it stays together, and I find it easier with the ink spots to turn the ink upside down and take it to the stamp rather than trying to turn the stamp over. Okay, so the first one is going to go on there. Pop that out the way. And again, just dab it over. Let's close that up. You can, with them being photopolymer, you can bend them a bit so that you can maybe get a bit more of a curve if you wanted. But that's the stamping done. Just going to have a little bit of coffee. Alright, so I'm going to turn this over. It shows you how many dimensionals they're advising you put on, and you will have more than enough to do that. You will have some left over. But if you don't feel like you need quite that many, you can sort of move it around a bit. I don't know, what have I used? This one needs to go in the middle for sure. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 2 4 6 8 9. So I've used one less. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our card base, take all these backs off. There's a number of ways you can do this. It's some people use the take the pick tool, some people just find it easy enough to flick off, but if you're having problems you can stick your nail in it, and I don't know if you can see that, but it lifts it up and makes it even easier. So you're bending it and taking it off that way. Okay, so this is going over the top of the one that's already on here. So it's literally, it's just lining up with it. And now we've got our banners, and we want a dimensional on that end, and then one on each of those, and then this little glue dot to go there. And that's, we're using a glue dot on this one because we're sticking the raised side onto the card base, but then we're sticking this side onto the balloon that's already raised up. So we'll just peel the back of both of those off, and it's sort of, it's going against the edge like so. And then this one, it's both dimensional, so it's going to be on top of the raised area. If you didn't want to use dimensionals, you could put it flat, so you've not, just to take away one layer, I guess, really. And then, so for this we want, it's two sizes, and we want two of the big ones and one of the little ones. Now they're advising you where to put them. So like a big one and a little one there, and then a big one down here. You can put them where you want, but there is sort of like a blank, you know, not so goldy bit there, and they're ready for them. Okay, so that's the first card. We have a look at stamping the envelopes in a moment. I'll just do the cards first. And the second card, moving on to, is, oh, this one here. It's got lots and lots of gold and patterns on it. So again, I've already folded it. So I'll pop that out the way. Just need to get another block rather than trying to take them off and not clean them. If you, when you take this off, do keep hold of it so that you can pop it back over and protect the stamps. Okay, so we've got our, it's time to celebrate ready. We need to look at these because we need one of these. And again, these are just going to be giving dimension to the project. And then one of these, and we have got 3 sheets of this, so that's fine. And then we just need one of these sentiment cutouts. Okay, so again, I'm going to put my sentiment down and take my ink pad to the stamp, just gently tapping. It's really good with these photopolymer stamps because you can see exactly where you are and you can line it up pretty well doing that. Okay, let's take these bits off and bring in the card base. So the first thing it's showing us to do is the sentiment. So we turn that over and pop the dimensionals on there, just one on each end and one in the middle. And then that is going, we need to make sure it's up the right way, but that is going sort of in the middle, about there. I'm going to turn all of these over. And they're all on dimensionals. So we want 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3 there. Okay, so this one, again, they're showing you with the arrows exactly where they're going. They're covering up the base that's already there. So you just need to line it up and pop them on. And this last one is coming down here, right on that edge. Okay, and then again this time we want 1 large sequin and 2 smaller ones, so these are going, large ones there, smaller one there, and then a little one down there. Okay, so that's the second card. So these really are, it doesn't matter whether you're crafty or not, our card kits are designed for anyone and everyone to make. They're really simple instructions. Some of them don't even have stamping involved, so you know it's as simple as you want it to be, really. But it's a great way for sort of starting out, or you know, if you want to do some crafting but you don't want loads and loads of equipment or, you know, stuff to take up space. This is the kits collections, and also the Paper Pumpkin monthly subscription are just amazing. They really are worth looking at. And there's all sorts of stuff that you can do with children, and also we've got the scrapbooking kits. So this time for this card I need those 3 from there. chuck that bit out, and because we've got this gold here, we're now using just a white sentiment strip. Yeah, and we need so this one is a congratulations, but we've got our balloons which are going to go on the envelopes, and I'm going to use this little one because I've got so many pads out at the moment. Right, pop that over there. First of all then, what I'm going to do is stamp my congratulations. So I need to take note of which way it's going. So it's this way. There's my congratulations. Just gently tap, 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 long stamp. And that's sort of in the middle-ish. Okay, so as you see, it works perfectly fine. No issues whatsoever on that. And while we're at it, what I will do is stamp one of the envelopes. And we'll see how this nice balloon stamp works. Now obviously once you've completed the kit, there you go, just add something extra, doesn't it, to that gorgeous envelope already. Once you've completed the kit, you still have the stamp set and the little ink pad, so you can use those on other projects. Right, let's get rid of my stamping mat and we'll bring this in, and we want these two first of all, so we're going to pop the dimensionals on. You want to stick one in sort of in the middle so it doesn't get flattened, and we need dimensionals on both of these. As well, so on the sentiment layer and on the gold. Okay, now we can build so this one is going again over the top. Just line it up, it's really simple. And this one is going here. I'm going to pop this one on here first, so it goes up against the edge in the middle roughly. Take the backs off of those. Right, so this one's going down the bottom. It's not lined up quite against the edge, though you could. I might do that, might just line it up on the edge. And then we've got 5 of these this time. We always put like embellishments on in odd numbers, so 3 or 5 generally. If you like your embellishments, you can put more. So again, it gives you an idea of where to put them, but it's like totally up to you. So we've got a big one and a little one, and another little one there, and then those there. Okay, so obviously we've only done a third of the kit, so there is plenty of bits left over. But these are the 3 gorgeous cards, and then the one that we've also stamped on the envelope. Okay, so that is available currently on my online store, along with some others. It's always best to check the kits. Excuse me, the kits are only available online, so it is a case of, you know, having to go on and have a look to see what is available. I know this one is currently available. It's a new release, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be very popular because it is just gorgeous. So that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that little sort of introduction to some beautiful kits. Thanks for watching and take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye.